quit your job, travel the world. I mean, that's the dream, right? It was for us and probably for you too if you're watching this, but man, it's a big undertaking. You gotta save up like tens of thousands of dollars, burn down your entire existing life, sell literally everything you own, throw away your career, all to chase this one big dream. Why would anyone do that? For Lisa, it was simple. 2-week vacations just weren't enough to see all the places she wanted to see, and she was tired of watching other people travel when she had to clock in daily to that 9 to 5. But for me, it was one big, inevitable thing that I spend most of my time and life trying to avoid. Regret. We had no idea how to do it, but we knew we had to try, and now. What we didn't expect was just how expensive it would be, and I am not just talking about the money. This is that story. This is exactly what it's like to quit your job and travel the world. The good, the bad, the sacrifices, how we did it, all the bozo stupid mistakes we made, coming home, which is the hardest part, I mean everything. No filters, no punches pulled, the full honest truth from people who've done this a combined 5 times over the past decade. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to rewind the clock back a few years to us just before we started this whole silly YouTube channel, all the way back to 2018. Here's me. Early 30s, jack-of-all-trades IT guy, back at another job after my most recent year-long trip. There's future wifey, Lisa, establishing her much more selfless career as a genetic counselor. Comfortable, working that 9 to 5 diligently, just barely starting to dabble into that PTO lifestyle.
Life is nice in Belize.
We met on an ice climbing trip in Colorado, and then I left for a year to travel, came back, we reconnected, I realized how dumb I was for ever leaving, we fell in love, blah blah blah, oh my god how cute, got engaged, and had just started planning our honeymoon. Our savings account were zero, but we were luckier than most. We had made pretty good money, didn't have a mountain of debt, had an awesome roommate, an even more awesome human-style roommate. Life was good. Life was good! One day we were sitting on our couch planning our, if we were lucky, 2-week-long honeymoon. In the background played Karen Nate and Lost LeBlanc travel vlogs, you know, the kind with tons of tropical house. We listed out all the places we wanted to go, and that list kept getting longer and longer and longer. We couldn't decide.
The world is so big.
And then Lisa stopped and said the hottest thing she's ever said to me. Why don't we just do a whole year? And I don't think I've ever felt more in love with anything or anyone in my entire life than I was with her at that moment. And just like that, everything changed. We were both making good money at this point and paid off all our debt, so we were at a big advantage from the get-go. Nobody in our lives were sick, we didn't have big financial responsibilities to family or friends. We were, for the most part, free. So, how much do two 30-something-year-olds need in the bank to quit their job and travel the world for a year?
If I do a sum if on the test values of this.
The exact amount that we spent in this entire round-the-world trip was?
Just over $40,000.
Oh, come on, give us the exact number.
Was $40,064.96. Did I get it right? Yes. Depending on who you are and how your life feels right now, that probably sounds like an impossibly huge sum of money or a surprisingly small amount. Either way, you're totally right. For us at the time, it was a lot. So we just began. We started chipping away in any way that we could. No more nights out drinking, no more restaurants, switched to an unknown cheap cell phone provider, camping nearby instead of flying anywhere, inviting friends over instead of going out, canceling every possible subscription and eating almost exclusively $5 Costco rotisserie chickens. We also started a few side hustles to bring in some extra income. We bought underpriced and dirty KitchenAids off of shady guys in parking lots for like $50, scrubbed it clean, took some nicer photos, and then bam, sold the next day for $150. Sold off anything we didn't use and invested it into an index fund thing to try to get to $40K faster. We also signed up for like 20 travel credit cards to get points, met the minimum spends, and paid off those bills every month like clockwork. With every KitchenAid we sold, every restaurant we didn't go to, every paycheck we got, every time we told our friends that we wouldn't come out for drinks, we were one day closer to making the dream come true. And then finally, one day, after 2.5 years of waiting, and dozens of questionably acquired appliances resold, we hit our number. Okay, for the sake of brevity here, yes, we're greatly oversimplifying this, right? We're trying to tell a story, not give you everything, but there was a lot more that went into this than just selling KitchenAids. Bye.
And scene.
365 Saturdays in a row. Here we come. So, we nervously scheduled that innocent-looking meeting on our boss's calendar. I was really worried about these meetings, like, how's it gonna go? Are they gonna scream at me? Like, what's gonna happen? But it went fine. And they actually said they were a little bit jealous.
We're doing it! We're doing it! Yes!
No going back now. Hello, future us. We just both quit our jobs. Just moments ago. It's over. We are leaving San Mateo. We got so much stuff in this car we can't even see out of our rearview mirror.
Yep. Can't see nothing.
Can't see nothing. It feels exciting and scary and happy and sad and everything else all at the same time.
Yeah. Very emotional day.
And then we might just go on a 1 year plus trip.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That is the goal.
Bye, future us.
See you soon.
Take care of yourself. Pack up everything, and the long, sad process of saying goodbye to an entire life and all the awesome people in it. We gave everyone an extra big hug, just in case. We had no idea what was about to come, but we were ready.
Yeah.
Tired, very mixed emotions. Not yet excited, but a little nervous, a little sad. I don't know, I miss Kitty.
Okay, let's do this! We got dropped off at the airport, and with literally everything we owned on our backs looking like turtles that were sneezed on by a rainbow, off we went. We'd done it a whole year around the entire world. Nothing can stop us! We keep getting more and more delayed, and now our connection actually to go to Rome, we only have 16 minutes to make it from one plane to the other. What can you do?
A single file lane is greatly appreciated. It does make it go a whole lot quicker.
Well,
This isn't Rome.
They've already come off the bags with the bag, so I can't put you on it this time.
We sprinted literally as fast as we could from one terminal, took a train, made it to the other terminal. Halfway through, Lisa tripped and fell. Her foot is bleeding now.
mostly my pride is bleeding.
And then we made it all the way to the gate. Plane was still there. Gate attendant was still there and refused to open up the door to let us in. Ugh. you just can't make this stuff up. Okay, here we go again. Back to the airport. Round 2. It's gonna take a lot more than that to stop us from going to Rome. Okay, now, Now we're off. Let's start the countdown. 365 days, $40,000. That's our doomsday clock. Once either of those is out, the dream is over. Right here, it feels like infinity, but we very quickly find out that it's anything but.
An impossible dream coming true. After a year and a half. Our honeymoon and to never being in a hurry again. I love you.
Love you.
I get landed in about 30 minutes. Thanks for coming with us. We appreciate you.
Okay, time to remember how to do all this. Immigration first, show proof of a flight out of here so that we can get in the first place, get euros out of the ATM, take the cheapest, slowest public transport into town.
So we're choosing to take the slower train. It just saves like 6 euros or so. This one's 8 euros per ticket, so 16 total. The other one's about 20 minutes faster, but it's about 16 euros a ticket, so 32 euros versus 16. We're on this on the long haul, so we're trying to save some money.
Yeah.
We are officially in Rome.
It was quite nice. We just had the warmest, most wonderful welcome and explained all of the amazing things in Rome that we're going to go see, but we made it to Rome. It actually happened. The trip has begun. The honeymoon has begun. It's honestly a bit of a miracle and seems almost not quite real yet.
So excited.
Okay, right. Now what?
First meal in Rome.
First meal in Rome.
Eating in bed, because I can't.
God, we're classy.
There's a beautiful and jarring moment that I've gotten at the beginning of every one of these trips. It's the feeling of possibilities. Endless, endless possibilities.
I'm in heaven.
We made it.
Good morning, coffee.
Wow.
I'll put it over
Is that
here.
for me?
Okay, day 2. Time to see and do everything. Euro trip, baby, let's go! Whip, whip!
Is that the Colosseum?
Yeah. Our first day sightseeing in Rome. Whoa, there's the Colosseum. Wow, sparkling water.
Sparkling water. Still early in the day, but this might be one of the coolest things I've seen, besides the Colosseum. God, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were pretty excited about everything.
That was unfathomable levels of opulence, I would say, in there. That was incredible, beautiful, the artwork from thousands of years all brought together in one place. The level of attention to detail in there is just unmatched.
And the scale, like how
Yeah.
do you build such a dome? How do you carve those statues so perfectly?
Yeah. I'm feeling hungry. How about you?
Yeah.
Let's go get a pizza and some wine. Yeah.
Meals at every restaurant were like 15 to 20 euros per person, so we really went deep on grocery store almost expired meals.
We just walked all over the place. We got a fancy dinner. We got gelato. We just did everything, which was great. But since we're on this trip for so long, we've got to have a budget, and this budget means that we can't spend that much money because we just don't have that much money. So I'm heading over to the supermarket and picking us up some breakfast. We definitely can't afford to eat out every single meal on this whole trip, or else we're going to end up coming home super early or with absolutely no money.
Hotels in city centers were over $100 per day budget just on their own, so we settled for the weird ones right at the train stations or the ones way outside of town. At least we had transportation figured out.
We are up and at it and ready to head to Florence. So we are on our way to Roma Termini. We're gonna try to get our ticket situation sorted out. Then we're gonna hop on the regional express train to avoid having to pay the seat reservation fee for a Eurail pass and make it there in a couple hours.
We knew that our bags were far too big to pass the check of any budget airline, so trains were the way to go. We were really settling into the groove here in Italy.
Cheers to delicious food, €4 of beer, very happy, lots of TVs, it's all coming together. Love you.
I think this one's going to a shootout, which for the UEFA Cup final is insane. Everybody is on the edge of their seats right now.
It's a good night to be in Italy, for sure. And it's a good night to be an Italian.
In Venice, though, we had another major realization.
We're eating bread that we bought that was the cheapest bread we could find in the grocery store, and the cheapest meat that we could find on the cheapest bread, and then the cheapest cheese that they sold in the store with that in the cheapest hotel that we could find in all of Venice. We're trying to travel for a whole year on like $30,000 to $35,000. Somewhere between $80 and $90 a day, which in Italy it's dang near impossible to travel here for under $100 a day. So we're just every single day we're just losing ground on this budget. I know that we're traveling for a whole year, and that we're eventually going to be making it to Southeast Asia, which will probably be a little bit cheaper. But for now, it's just kind of stressing me out a little bit. I feel like we. I feel like.
I, on the other hand, have been struggling a lot with this idea of budgeting for a whole year trip. And now that it's finally here, there's a part of me that feels like we should be seizing every opportunity. We should be experience everything. This is a once in a lifetime thing. It's really challenging for me to switch that mindset of, oh yeah, there's not that constant flow of income. Eating bologna and bread and cheese in our hotel room kind of makes me a little bit sad.
To be clear, it's not like we're looking for a pity party or anything like that, or for you guys to feel bad for us. I mean, look at the outrageous lifestyle that we live, right? Like, there's no room here for that. We're just trying to talk through and be as honest about the actual experience of this whole thing. Where one of you is like, we should save money, and then one of you is like, we should spend a little bit more and enjoy while we're here, and trying to find that balance, and that's what we're still trying to do. Honestly, we still don't have an answer to this. It's not like we're sitting here like gurus at the top of the mountain prescribing what you should do.
We're only on day 7.
We're only on day 7. We still don't really know what we're doing, and we're still figuring it out. And we're still eating these weird sandwiches.
And on that note, we're going to balance our day out perfectly just by enjoying this meal and then going out for a nice, expensive gondola ride.
It's just the saddest looking thing.
So, okay, for the next few months in Europe, no events, very few meals, most museums we're passing on, but really, Europe has a truly incredible amount of free things to enjoy. Once we made that shift in our minds, we started seeing all these new, free opportunities everywhere.
All I have to say is, wow. This is the spot. If you really want to get the perfect Instagram shot, I think this is the place.
Free!
We weren't completely cheaping out of everything. We just had to be really, really intentional with what we did versus what we passed on.
When you're walking through the streets of Venice, you'll see signs for gondola tours and gondola rides, and they're wildly expensive. Or if you sign up with a tour group, you can pay €25 per person, and you get a shared ride. That's what we're going with today.
This is so amazing. Words just can't explain.
Sei ostinata, estremo, la È un venticello. Ciao, grazie, muchas gracias. Hasta luego.
Another thing we were figuring out was the balance of how much to do every day. I mean, we were only 1 week into the trip, but we were always on go mode. We hadn't quite figured out the pace of this year-long thing yet, so we were constantly moving, constantly walking, 10 to 12 miles every single day, trying to see and do everything. Here's an example. Why did we think that trying to hike and see all 5 towns of Cinque Terre in a single day would be a good idea?
It looks like the first one is 2 hours from Monte Rosa to Vernazza.
That's what we're doing
3K.
today.
So
we can do it.
let's get started before it gets even hotter, if that's possible.
Nah, I think we'll take the train this time.
It's so beautiful.
So I think that a day trip to Cinque Terre from Genoa is totally possible. I think if we had to do it again, we probably wouldn't do the hike between Monte Rosa and Vernazza. Because honestly, after we were done with that first hike that took us 2.5 hours, we were just beat. And then the rest of the day, we were just kind of sluggishly. And we felt like we couldn't really stop and enjoy it at any point just because there were so many people going on it.
Lesson learned, we decided to slow things down.
We're in this for the long haul. Josh always reminds me we're marathoning it, not sprinting. Tomorrow will definitely be a full day, but because today was a relaxed and adventurous day, I think we'll be just fine.
From Italy, we made our way up into the land of chocolate, mountains, and just preposterous prices, Switzerland. The hikes, the views, the water, I mean, even though everything was crazy expensive, never doubt our ability to find a good deal.
One of the things that was highly recommended to us was taking a boat across Lake Thun. It's a 2.5-hour ride, and lucky for us, the Euro Pass covers it completely free.
And then we found out exactly how great of a deal we had gotten with this rail pass. Somehow, it worked on what most people see as the most beautiful train ride on planet Earth.
Today, we are taking the Glacier Express.
Yes! This is included with the Euro Pass. There is a seat reservation fee of $50 per person, but this train typically costs between $250 and $350 any time of year just for one person to go on it. Time to go.
We're really up here now. Another thing off the bucket list. Just amazing. We made it to Innsbruck and blew a few hotel points to try, unsuccessfully, to get our budget back on track.
Today begins the first day of our longest stay in a city in Europe.
Yep, we're staying for 5 nights, and we actually got all 5 of these nights at this amazing hotel for free.
Just gonna get comfy for this rodeo. 5 nights, right? That's much better than what we had been doing before.
Yes, yes. And boy, did we need to save some money on the budget, so...
All rejuvenated, now off to Germany for beer gardens galore, Budapest for palinkas in Parliament.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
that tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Then to Prague for castle views, and of course, chimney cake. It was here in Prague that we also had a fateful conversation with our friend Dan about the Camino de Santiago that would alter the entire course of our trip.
I mean, I was really, like, in a big time of transition in my life. And I think a lot of people you meet will be in this time of transition, right?
Sure.
It's kind of nice to, like, be working towards something while you're sort of sorting through some of that stuff. We're gonna walk 20 flicks, and then we're gonna drink some good beer, and meet amazing people along the way, and see the Spanish countryside.
The Camino. Listen,
I know that sounds lofty, but truly, it changed everything for us.
I feel so much better after talking to Dan about that. I feel like all of the questions, all the weird things, all the stuff that we needed to know is all cleared up. What I do know for sure now is that we have a lot of prep to do. And honestly, I'm a little bit worried about how good of shape we're in to carry our full packs for that first day. Up and over the Pyrenees and back down for 26 kilometers. It's going to be a long one.
Again, with a new purpose, just like when we first decided to quit our jobs to travel, we were suddenly all in on the Camino.
Okay, I think we've found everything we can get from here.
All of a sudden, we were backpack shopping in Prague, shipping some of our belongings ahead, and trying to figure out the complicated journey to get to the start line of the Camino at Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, you could go and try to figure all this out on your own.
I am trying to get to Paris tomorrow.
The problem is that we don't sell tickets to Paris, just to Germany, and from there you must buy.
Booking train tickets through the various countries' website, running back and forth to the train station 5 times like we did to manually search for which trains exist and which don't. Sure, I mean, that's one way to do it.
There is Deutsche Bahn office
right
here.
I don't need to.
There you can buy everything.
Or you could just hop onto Klook, today's sponsor, click 3 buttons, get a 10% discount off an already discounted train ticket with our code Lisa and Josh. Apparently also get a free 5 gig eSIM right now, that's cool. Get your tickets emailed to you, put them on your phone, and then go and find a nice beach bar and get a cold beer with some tasty food with the money and time you saved.
Oh, that's so good.
We've been using Klook for just about everything everywhere lately. eSIM so our phones work everywhere, rail passes, middle of nowhere, super complex bus ferry bus transfers, tickets to snow festivals and K-pop concerts, hard to book sporting events. It's become our everything app. I mean, you could do it the hard way.
Need to figure out the route of how to get to Paris tomorrow.
I'm afraid that if you have Eurail, you have to reserve.
Or you could just use Klook. It's your call. A full day of train rides later, we arrived in the middle of the night to the start of the Camino.
It feels like the Camino has actually just officially started for us for the first time. This is the thing we've been preparing for the past couple of weeks, and honestly we've been thinking about it for a couple of months now. And now that it's real, it feels like we're about to embark on something important. We're getting up really, really early tomorrow, so we're heading off to bed.
So I'm made for walking. This is what they'll do. So these dirty boots are gonna go Spain stuff.
Day 1. Buen camino.
Our Camino has officially begun. This is the first time I've ever walked across the land border. And especially one that's so far away. Right now we're in France, and then once we get up and over the Pyrenees and start going back down, we're gonna be in Spain. That's pretty cool.
We had shifted from wandering around busy cities admiring architecture and trying to subsist on mostly cup noodle and PB&J sandwiches to this.
We are up in the clouds now.
So magical. Horses on both sides. They're beautiful. Ginormous.
Yeah.
Oh, and lots of beige food. Like so much beige food.
Dude, look at this chonker.
I'd always wondered what a beard tastes like after walking 14 miles in the sun. Let's find out.
And for the first few days, we absolutely loved it.
We made it. We're so happy.
Good job.
The Camino lives on. It opened up my eyes, I saw the sun.
But then, inevitably, our old lives, our old selves just crept back in.
Well, that's quite a start to our hike. Getting blasted out of there with the fire alarm that wasn't actually a fire alarm at 6 in the morning.
Actually, it was 5:30.
5:30. It's gonna be a long one.
There's a saying, the only zen you find on tops of mountains is the zen you bring there. And there is no place where this is more true than on the Camino, and we certainly didn't bring any zen on this trip.
I think we're losing it. I don't know, we're struggling today. Bit of a existential crisis where we're wondering, why are we walking this? What's the purpose? Why are we struggling so hard? Why can't we stay present? And why are we thinking about counting down and how many days left? It's rough when you're in your own thoughts for this long. Everyone keeps saying, you can do the Camino your way. Well, I don't know that we've figured out our way yet.
We would eventually figure out our way, but to do that, we had to keep going. Look, we made 2 entire documentaries about this, so check those out if you're interested, but basically, I've spent my entire life not sticking to things, but for some mysterious reason we felt like we had to see this through, and things got better.
We are in Sarria and kicking off our first day of this second leg of our Camino, and it feels like a completely different Camino.
60 more miles to go. Not so bad.
There's something about today that makes it feel like a pilgrimage. I think it's because there are so many peregrinos on a walk today. It feels like we're all a part of something larger now.
Just as we had figured all that out and started seeing our lives and this trip in a totally new and exciting way, we were forcefully taught another lesson.
Good morning.
This trip, this decision to leave everything and everyone behind and go and travel the world, yeah, it's gonna have consequences. 3 days left on the Camino, we got the news. Lisa's grandpa had passed away unexpectedly. And every fiber of our beings were thinking the same thing. Head home right now. But as soon as we'd call or talk to anyone, they'd all say the same thing. Keep going.
How far are we going today?
24K.
It's longer than yesterday.
Looks like our path is over there somewhere.
I mean, sure, realistically, there was nothing we could have done. This would have happened no matter if we were there or not. But still, it just felt maybe if we could have said the right thing or helped or make a different decision. I don't know. Logically, of course, we know it's pointless to think like this, but still, this is the type of thing that everybody hopes doesn't happen ever, but especially that it won't happen when you're like 10,000 miles away from home. It's a powerless feeling, a disconnected, really lonely feeling. It's the type of thing that makes you question whether you made the right choice to do this in the first place. You can see it in our faces and in the videos we made at the time. Heavy, serious, contemplated. We considered quitting the trip right here. But our families kept cheering us on, telling us to keep going, so we did. And we're so glad that we did because the best was just around the corner. The Camino is magic. Always has been, always will be. Porto and Lisbon were just dreams. Beautiful port cities with incredible food and super reasonable prices, which was a welcome change from Paris just a few weeks ago.
Ooh, I'm so excited to try these. These are pastel de nata, little Portuguese egg custards, which are made specifically here in Portugal. And this bad boy, jinja. It's a cherry liqueur made specifically here, that originated here in Lisbon.
And looking back at this old footage, you can actually see us coming out of it.
Oh, actually, I kind of like that.
Over the next few weeks, the lightness returned. We wanted to get out and see everything again. And I think, the little that I got to know Wai Gong, I like to think that this is what he would have wanted. Not to have us moping around, but to just get back to living.
Today was a really, really good day. Of course, as soon as we arrived in Portugal, I got a little bit nervous, a little bit of that antsy feeling about new language, new set of rules. What do I do? How do I say thank you? How do I say please? How do I say hello? It all worked out. All the main sites and the cathedrals, absolutely incredible. And then we went to go watch Shang-Chi, and it was a really fun experience to be able to watch it and hear Chinese, as well as see the Portuguese subtitles and try to translate to Josh what was happening when there was no English. I know that doesn't sound super glamorous, but honestly it felt so normal, like we were at home.
Next up, we found some incredibly cheap flights out to a tiny chain of islands, part of Portugal, called the Açores. We were making decisions on where to go next by using what we now call the opposite method. If we were just in a busy, crazy, fast-moving city like Lisbon, we'd make sure to slow things down, with a spot like the Azores right after. This really simplified our planning. We'd just pop open Google Flights, find the 3 cheapest places we could fly to next, figure out which was the opposite of where we were right now, and book it. Our Euro trip was back in full swing. We went back to being entirely allergic to spending money out of fear of running out. We'd already spent somehow 25% of our budget, and we still had so many more flights and plans and things that we wanted to do. We would oscillate between, woo, spend it all, this is our once-in-a-lifetime trip, and oh god, we're gonna run out of money and not be able to afford a flight home and be broke forever every single day. This YouTube channel that you're watching was making a grand total of $80 per month at this point, so we couldn't rely on that anytime soon. Tell me what you're about to do.
Well, I'm about to rub this guy's big toe for good luck. Maybe we'll find someone to take us on their yacht this weekend.
Let's go buy a lottery ticket. This was a non-stop battle in our heads and we just didn't have an answer. Oh well, a problem for future us, and screw them. We had something much more exciting going on.
Santorini, baby. So we were just wandering around here in Santorini, and bam, look at who we came across. Tia.
It's us.
And Shavillo, the One Pack Wanderers. Did I get that name right? I feel like I botched it. Okay.
No, you did that perfect.
Yes.
We met our first real travel buddies on this adventure.
They're all hiking together.
Yeah, so we're just all walking together. They're on the way to Ia. We're on the way to Ia. It's perfect. It's perfect. So if you guys haven't checked out these guys' videos yet, they're awesome. They're so good, and you absolutely have to go check out their channel. We're gonna link it down below and put it in that weird box thing over here. So these guys are great. They're making videos not only about traveling around Europe, but also traveling around the whole world. So get on their stuff now. It's awesome.
If you're watching this channel, you probably know their faces.
To meeting new friends.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's so great hanging out with these guys and other YouTubers. We're just like taking shots for each other. And that's the one. That's the ticket. And trying to figure out our thumbnails and realizing how bad we are at all this, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot going on.
Oh, there's a little trivia in the background. Ruin the shot.
I want him in there.
They had also just started down the YouTube path, and we had literally everything in common.
What'd you get?
Well, I got the pork gyro. What did you guys get?
We all got the pork gyro as well.
Yes,
Did you get the pork gyro?
I did.
What a coincidence.
What did you get?
Let me see. Pork gyro.
In case you're wondering what the YouTuber budget is like.
Yeah, we all got the most expensive thing on the menu.
This is what we were missing. Friends. Just when we were at our most homesick.
From YouTube friends to just friends.
Yay! Cheers to that.
I will miss you,
We went island hopping, hopped over to Cyprus for a bit of relaxing beach time, then down to Morocco to meet up with TNC to talk YouTube and drink wine. Honestly, it was mostly the second part.
Until Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Morocco was an experience. So much so that we didn't make a single video about it.
Today was too much. There's been this non-stop tenseness to being in Morocco. This whole time feeling like I have to be on guard. The first night when we got into Casablanca, the taxi driver scammed us as soon as we got out of the airport. And then our hotel also tried to overcharge us by like $60 for breakfast. And then as soon as I go walking out on the street, I have people following me, push me around and follow me for dozens of blocks at a time, trying to get me to just do stuff or give them money. We're learning a lot, and truthfully, we're just not that good at traveling here.
This looks good.
Yeah. But the thing on our minds right now, our first 120 days of travel was done. Yeah, somehow a third of this trip had just blown by in what feels like just a few weeks. It's incredible how fast it all goes by. Our budget was, well, kind of on track. Actually, we were pretty over budget. Europe was a lot more expensive than we thought, and we were about to shell out $1,500 to fly to the other side of the planet.
We made it. We made it.
Ah, hot, sticky, delicious Singapore. We had high hopes of our money going much further here in Asia than it did in Europe, but to our surprise, Singapore was actually just more expensive. We had a blast though, seeing the incredible Marina Bay Sands, eating at every hawker center we could find.
All of this was $6 US.
Experienced the light show at night. It felt good, new, exciting. This was mostly uncharted territory for us. We had made plans to meet up again with our friends in Thailand, so we booked a flight there.
Thailand!
We figured maybe 1-2 months across Thailand, then down to Australia after that. Well, I mean, who knows? We had made the most detailed plan in the world before we left home for this trip, but we had totally thrown it out the window by now. And when you reach this point on your trip, that's how you know you're doing it right.
He just climbed into my lap.
Traveling with our friends around Thailand for the next few months felt like a highlight reel. In fact, let's make that official. Lisa, you know what to do. Hit him with the tropical house.
DJ Lisa!
Money was suddenly going so much further. We could eat out for every meal, we could do just about anything we wanted to, and we could stay as long as we wanted to. And the whole trip slowed down and changed from the Europe style of like see everything as fast as we could to just slowly crawling across Southeast Asia as slow as we wanted.
There was a moment where I thought Shavea was not returning to Earth.
We were doing long boat rides, sunset scooter adventures, hanging out at a local beach bar playing pool until we passed out. We ported a Christmas tree on a speedboat and opened presents with our friends. We were scuba diving and living slowly at the most stunning $30 per night resort we'd ever found.
3,
2, 1, go!
Laughing, happy memories with some of our best friends as we did exactly what we wanted to, from sunup to sundown, for months on end together.
to paradise, you guys. We finally made it. We're all here.
Yes. This is the closest I've come to that experience of summer as a kid. It couldn't last forever, of course. Nothing does. We were going to settle into Chiang Mai for a whole month to slow down and make a big documentary about our Camino experience, and they were heading on to Bangkok on their way to drive the Mae Hong Son Loop. You might be noticing YouTube was starting to take over our lives and our trip, but that's an entirely other documentary. We'll get there eventually. So we settled into as close of a normal life as we could.
Whoa, so many lights.
Remember how I said before that when you're not planning anything, you're on the right track with your trip?
How spacious this is. Look at this little nook.
Well, this is what it looks like when you're homesick and you've been traveling for too long. We were starting to feel that first tinge of travel burnout, and it hurt.
Okay, I'm camp.
200 days straight of battling logistics, booking flights, sightseeing, unpacking and repacking and unpacking and repacking and unpacking and repacking and unpacking and repacking. It's a dream. We know that, and we're absurdly privileged to even be able to feel travel burnout in the first place, but I mean, it's a real thing. This lifestyle, sometimes it's a lot. We had to slow down.
Hello? Okay, come on in.
This is our first day at our new place in Chiang Mai, and it's just amazing. So much room! I mean, every single hotel that we've stayed at over the past, as long as I can remember, has always just been one little room, and usually there's almost no privacy between the actual living room area and the bathroom, so it just feels like it's one big continuous space. I mean, we've got actual keys. Oh yeah, we have an upstairs too.
I really do think that part of what we were missing on our travels was slow travel, and we've been treating every single destination like a new trip, a new vacation. When we were back at home, we weren't eating out and having drinks with every single meal. We weren't sightseeing every single day. And traveling full-time and long-term, you start to miss out on some of those things that you used to do so often. Being able to connect with your friends in person, being able to share a meal with your family, or being able to go to your regular gym. And even though it doesn't feel like the Instagram reel or doesn't sound super glamorous to say, hey, we found an apartment, I don't know. I'm really excited that we found a cozy place to call home for a little bit. And I'm really excited to flower these plants. Oh wait, what?
When we had emerged from our little nest in northern Thailand, we were ready for something completely different. Time for an entirely new continent.
Chicken and leek pie.
We made it. We're in Australia. Yes. 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 I think we're both looking for something different in it. It feels like we found it.
Yeah.
Today we go pick up our camper van.
We're all good to go. We're all set up. We were so excited. The rain's even stopped for a second. It's auspicious. Is what it is. It's auspicious.
Here we go.
Has it been a while since I've driven manual stick shift? Yes. In a car that I've never driven before. Yes. Are we probably gonna... Is there gonna be some embarrassing moments along the way?
We're gonna stall.
Definitely. Definitely.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Glad somebody does. There we go. There we go. I knew it. I knew it.
Just look at us all excited and self-deprecating, but kinda optimistic.
Success so far.
Hey. The first little bit of our camper vanning journey in Australia was indeed successful.
Fire in the hole.
Wow. Oh, that's a lot of air.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
He's sleeping. Holy cow. It's so beautiful.
Well, until it wasn't.
It's hard to describe how scary this is because it just looks like some rain, but the water's like right up to the level of the side of the road everywhere that we go. Oh boy.
Oh my god! Today just feels like one of those days where you start to wonder if you've made every wrong decision possible. We found this awesome rest area, which turns out to also be a free camp spot. It's just a huge car park where people can spend the night. We're kind of at this impasse where we don't really know what we should do. We know it's not safe to keep driving. We know we can't really stay in a hotel for, 12 nights and then book it all the way to Cairns to return this van. On top of that, we have an engine light indicating that we have low oil. And we have to stop and pick up some. I hate quitting, but honestly, it feels like today is one of those days where we have to think about quitting.
God. Sitting here in our leaky camper van getting rained on.
Which one is you? Which one is me?
We had just totally lost our way.
What is happening? Is that? Yeah, it's leaking.
Leaking real bad.
Oh my gosh.
We needed help. Bad.
My parents came in, they made it. Yes! Hey, do you guys want to yell from the other room? There they are. There they are.
And that was just the injection of energy that we needed. We were seeing the excitement of first time travel through their eyes again, reminding us of what we had slowly over time started to take for granted.
I don't believe this city. It's a mess.
It's terrible, isn't it?
No, it's amazing.
Pretty comfortable stuff.
Oh, it's a little place that made just for me.
How do you think they made it just specifically for you?
They must have known I was coming.
What a game! You guys still want to go to Singapore?
Sure, Josh is doing all the work.
Nervous laughter.
Holy hell.
It's always been a dream of mine to be able to take my parents on an epic Southeast Asia trip ever since my first one over 15 years ago. We were flying through hawker centers in Singapore, zooming around the endless green hills of Bali on the way to stunning, trendy beachfront restaurants.
How was your first Southeast Asian motorbike experience?
Terrifying, yet cooling because of the breezes.
Wonderful and invigorating.
And kind of fun, yeah.
A lot of fun. And invigorating.
Invigorating. Getting lost in ancient temples in Yogyakarta, going on top of my favorite place in the world, experiencing South Korea by train, boat, and whatever this is. We were doing everything.
Silly faces.
I was getting to show my parents exactly why I love this lifestyle so much, exactly why it was all worth it. And for the most part, they seemed to love it just as much as we did.
Some might say Seoul is so cool.
Travel is best enjoyed with others, that's for sure. I mean, sure, this was a band-aid. We hadn't actually figured anything out or solved any of the things in our life that had led us to this trip in the first place. We'd still get homesick when they left. We still had no idea what to do when the trip was over. We still hadn't figured out what was missing from our lives that caused us to save up and quit our jobs and burn those entire old lives down. Those old lives that we would have to rebuild sooner than later. Speaking of that, are you guys ready to go?
Not really. Not really.
2.5 months of incredible, rapid-fire, action-packed fun with our parents later, we looked at our bank accounts and realized, oh shit.
If I do a sum if on the test values of this...
Yeah, we're basically out of money. We'd been having so much fun that we didn't even notice just how close to that 0 mark we had gotten. What do we do? Should we start applying for jobs now? Would they even want us back? Had we forgotten everything we used to be good at? Are we even remotely employable? We hadn't even made it a full year. We were 2 weeks short when we hit 0. All the money was gone. Our time was up.
June 21st, from Seoul Incheon to Dallas Fort Worth, which is scheduled to depart at 11:30 p.m. from Gate 39.
We used the last of our frequent flyer miles to book that flight home, and we took that last flight.
Our longest flight in a really, really long time.
Yeah. It's the end of a year, the end of an adventure, the end of... No, I don't know.
Here we come, Katie.
351 days from the time we left. And just like that, it was over.
I don't know.
This is so weird.
Everything's so weird.
So weird.
Everything's so weird. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
Our parents picked us up and we went straight home to see our little guy.
Thanks for coming to get us.
How you doing? Did you get a little sleep in?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
We unpacked everything and took inventory. So we got $3,471 to our names, no jobs, no plans, absolutely no direction. There's so many weird things that happen after a trip like this. Like, first, and most obviously, you realize right away that absolutely nobody cares about your trip. Not really. I mean, people will be nice and ask about it, but they don't truly care, nor can they really understand. And how would you even start with trying to summarize a whole year? I guess what I'm trying to say here is that reconnecting, especially at first, is hard. We were distracting ourselves with just any random project we could think of. We were sleeping all day, lost, listless, sad, confused, and this is really where all the things that you've missed along the way become clear. Weddings, birthdays, engagement, parties, graduations, just, you missed all of it. Second, you get the post-trip depression. This is inevitable. The thing you've been doing every day over the past year is just about the healthiest thing a human can do. You're walking all day, getting tons of sun, meeting and being around fun new people, exploring, adventuring. And then, all of a sudden, that all stops. And then the realization of just how much we'd missed while we were gone. A few weeks after we got home, our cat had gotten pretty sick.
Hi, kitty. What do you got to tell us? So many things to say.
A few weeks later, the clouds started to lift slowly and we could see our way back into the world.
How are you feeling?
Oh boy. Yep, the world definitely needs to see me. So with all of that in mind, back to the original question. Was it worth it?
This one was a hard one to make.
Oh, God. Okay, so today is July 23rd, 2025. And, yeah, we just got finished editing that part you just saw. And was it worth it? Is the main question of this video. Was it worth it?
How do you even sum up?
Where do you even start, man? We miss our cat a lot. And for those of you who are not cat people, you might just be sitting there thinking, oh, it's just a cat, whatever. But to us, he was a member of our family, you know.
He was our home.
He was our home. Anywhere he was, that was home for us. So losing him meant losing what we had as home at the time. So was it worth it? I would say unequivocally yes. Even though it was way more expensive than either of us expected it to be. And obviously the money part, like we only spent as much money as we had, but all the other things in life around it were so costly. But for me, personally, like the person that I was before I left to go on this trip was not a person that I was particularly proud of at that point in time. I was like lost in a bit of overusing alcohol for sure. I was directionless, I was listless, I was confused, I was just kind of a disappointment to myself. And I'm not saying that the round the world trip solved that at all. I'm not saying that that's what did it, but it did show me that there were a lot more options that I had available to me. And I think that if you're like going on a trip like this in search of answers, if there's anything that I've learned over doing this 4 times, it's that you will not get answers from a trip like this. Don't expect that to happen, but you will find all sorts of options. And for me, that was good enough to get me out of that very, very sticky, uncomfortable, honestly, personally dangerous situation that I was in during that time right before we left. So was it worth it for me? Yeah. Yeah. I think by doing this trip, I think I avoided what would have effectively become a blink and you miss it, 20 years blow by. I keep drinking to a totally unhealthy amount, and I just end up becoming the person who just always regretted not going on this trip. I know that that's like much bigger as to like whether or not spending $40,000 on a round the world trip is worth it, but that's the type of thing that comes out of taking time for yourself, especially for either of us, like really truly taking out time to just do the thing that only you want to do and shutting off all that outside noise in the world for maybe the first time ever in your life. I know that was the case for you when we went on this trip, but to be able to do that and have the time and the space to do that and really, really, for once, actually understand the type of person that you want to be and what you want to do with your life, that to me is worth any price.
For me, I think, yes, it was worth it. Even though I look back at like the coming home and just the last few years, how like editing that part was heart-wrenching.
I'm just sitting down here and Lisa's up there like, I am so sad.
So sad. And like, but I look back at that year, editing that year was incredible too. Like, how lucky were we that we got to take a whole year off just to explore the world. For me, I wasn't running away from something. I wanted to see the world. Yeah. And I got to. But I think now on the other side, I think, wow, there's so many other things that came from that trip that I didn't even realize would come from it. Like, I feel like I'm way less afraid of the world at large. I love meeting new people And I think I used to be way, way more insular and shy. I love trying new things. I like the hotel rooms that we got to stay in. You know, there were so many positive things that came on that trip, but I think the biggest takeaway for me was I used to think that my life had to look a certain way, that it had to follow a certain trajectory, and it was always just going to follow that trajectory. And my favorite thing about this one-year trip was that it taught me life doesn't have to look like that. Life can go up and down. It does go up and down, and those are beautiful things. I don't know. You can't predict everything, and I think I used to be the kind of person that wanted to predict and know everything and control everything, so that I was there when someone was sick. I was there when, you know, someone needed me, but wasn't happy, and it wasn't happy for me. It wasn't happy for the people that I was trying to, like, you know, control. And this trip taught me, yeah, that I don't have to be afraid, and I don't have to be afraid.
We'd do it all over again in a heartbeat. You know, it's been about 5 years, so